Elia Zivani squishes her toes in the sand. The smell of salt wafts in the air and through her nose as she perches herself on a rock. Anticipation shook every part of her body. There was a part of her that felt like it would never come, that she was only kidding herself. But then she saw it. Like a soft musical chord that fills the quietness, a red-orange glow started to appear over the horizon. A gasp caught in her throat. She hadn't seen the sunrise in over 1,400 years. The thought alone was driving her mad. She could feel the warmth kiss her skin already. The feeling was magical, and she never wanted it to end. There was a part of her that was afraid that she was going to burn to death the moment the sun rose fully over the horizon. She pushed the thought out of her mind. In all reality, Elia knew that this was a distant memory, something her mind had pulled out of her past, something her subconscious wanted to be true. This is why she felt safe here. There was no way that she would ever intentionally walk into the sun unless she really wanted to kill herself. And Elia had no intention of doing that. She continued to sit there and watch the sun's rays dance over the horizon. The color's reflection bounced off the surface of the water, bathing the sky in the aftermath of beauty. She sighed in utter wonder, until the memory started to fade. The wind started to funnel around her, and the warmth and the light of the sun was replaced with darkness and shadows. Elia shivered for the first time in a long time, as she realized that she was afraid. Not too many things frighten her these days, but the fact that something could come in and take away her sweet memory was scary, even for her. She turned her head, looking for the source of the change. The beach started to fade, and she found herself in a cold, dank, dark basement that was covered in roaches, spiders, and snakes. The insects covered the walls, and the snakes slithered on the floor. Every inch was covered by these creatures, and Elia started to shake again. She ran her hands over her body, hoping and praying that nothing was crawling on her. She prided herself on her personal hygiene, and the thought of one of these creatures touching her made her want to vomit, or something of the sort. A scream formed in her throat, but no sound came out. A 12-foot python started slithering around her leg and up her body. Before she could do or say anything, the door to the room opened, and a figure resembling her mother walked into the room. "Come now, Elia. I have told you quite a few times that there is nothing to be scared of. These creatures can only hurt you if you let them. You are the one giving them all of your power," the woman said, grabbing 6-year-old Elia's arm and pulling her into the other room. The woman dragged Elia through catacombs of rotting corpses. The sight made Elia want to run, and the stench made her want to vomit. However, the woman's grasp tightened every time Elia tried to pull away. "Please, let me go," she yelled, which made the woman drag her further and further into the catacombs, a place that Elia would never willfully go on her own, or with another being, for that matter. The woman dragged her towards another door that was barred shut. Letting go of Elia's arm, she pulled the heavy wooden bar off the door and waited for it to swing open. She forcefully grabbed Elia's arm again and half dragged and pulled the young girl into the room. Beads of sweat started to appear on Elia's brow. The door was closed heavily behind them. "Great, now we're stuck in here," Elia said to herself. Anxiety started to build up inside her chest again, and she feared she was actually going to pass out. That was the one thing that Elia could never accept, sleeping in caskets. The idea of being enclosed for just one night didn't make the situation any easier for her. She found beds to be nice and comforting, something the living would lie down in, and not the dead. The room was silent, except for a few wailing mourners. They had stumbled on a funeral, and the woman dragged her over to the casket. Elia tried to pull away from the woman, who had a death grip on her arm, but she was relentless. There was something she wanted her to see, and she wasn't going to leave her alone until she witnessed it. Elia stopped dead in her tracks when she was face to face with the casket. The woman nudged her to get closer, and Elia swallowed her pride. She made her way closer and closer to the casket, until she was able to peek her head over to glimpse who was inside.